introduce someone to you who we all love and respect in the business, someone who I got to know a couple months ago. You know, we didn't exactly know each other before being in IML, but, you know, I met him through the business, and at such a young age, you know, 19 years old, he's achieving incredible things. You know, I'm proud to call him a brother, you know, someone that, you know, I've worked really closely with now for a while, killing it in terms of trading and in terms of building a team, someone who's really dynamic and changing the game really here in the UK. So without any further delay, what I want to do is I want to pass it over to Hassan to conduct the first part of the training. So Hassan, over to you, bro.
Perfect. Thank you so much, bro. Right. First of all, how's everyone doing? Can I have some more energy in this chat box? Because I don't know about everyone else, but I'm super, super excited to be here right now. First of all, I just want to thank Ahmed and Ali for their time, because these guys are obviously very busy people. They've got international businesses, and they've taken their time out to teach us something amazing today. So does everyone know what a harmonic scanner is? If you haven't, I'll basically go through it now. So what it is a $30,000 piece of software only available through ICMARKETS Live. And what it essentially does is it actively scans all the Forex pairs, and it finds out certain harmonic patterns. So harmonic patterns are basically how the banks trade. It's all specific algorithms to make it simple. And what obviously normal traders, like normal retail traders who aren't in IML, they'll spend like thousands of pounds learning about these harmonic patterns and hours like manually looking at the chart and trying to find these patterns. And the fact that we have a software here for us that does it, so not only do we have to go on each Forex pair individually, it actively scans all of the Forex pairs, finds these patterns for us, gives us exact entry points, exact stop losses, and exact take profits. So I honestly cannot tell you how good the harmonic scanner is. I'll give you a little bit of background about myself. So obviously, when I first started trading Forex, I did struggle. I'll admit it was very difficult to know what to trade, because the hardest part about Forex is knowing what not to trade and what to trade, right? So the fact that I was able to learn a harmonic scanner strategy that Ahmed's about to teach you today, it made it so simple, because all you do is log on. There's certain like harmonic patterns called the bat pattern, for example, the butterfly. Obviously, these are all patterns that you'll learn, and you simply log on, use the strategy that Ahmed teaches, and then enter your trades. Simple as that. So I think it is recording, by the way. So just to give you a little story about how powerful the harmonic scanner is. There's a gentleman who actually works for the banks, right? He's a Forex trader. And they had a really powerful software that everybody used to talk about. They used to say, this software that the banks use, it scans the markets and it tells you exactly when to trade. And they were like, this software must be amazing. It's worth hundreds and thousands of pounds. I think it was worth £500,000 at the time. And obviously everybody wanted to get their hands on this piece of software. And this gentleman actually took a look at this harmonic scanner that we had. And he's going, I'm absolutely amazed at how similar these two softwares are. So if you look, we get this for what, 160, and there's people who are willing to pay £500,000 for this software. So I don't know about you guys, but if you're fired up after hearing that, let me know. Light this chat box up. So like me personally, like I said, I was struggling with Forex. And then obviously once I learned this harmonic scanner strategy, I was seeing 50 pips a day. Then it went to 100 pips a day. Then obviously as you increase your lot size, I'll be honest with you guys, from earning like 10, 20 pound a day, it started going to 100 pound a day, 200 pound a day. And obviously I'm sure you all see how much Ahmed and Ali make. So I'm excited, guys. So if everyone's ready, throw some fire in the chat box, because the person I'm about to introduce to you guys, I'm sure you're all been waiting for him, Ahmed. The whole of IML at the minute is constant, like they're all jealous of us, because no one else gets this strategy other than us. I mean, I don't know about anyone else, but I put something on Instagram not long ago, and I had loads of people from other team messaging me going, you're so lucky to have Ahmed. Like, we wish we could have this strategy. The fact that we've all got it here today, obviously with Ahmed, as you all know, he's potentially, or I'd say he is one of the best traders in the UK. So is everyone ready for Ahmed? Are you sure you're ready? I'm just trying to make Ahmed host. Give me 2 minutes.
How's everyone doing? Awesome, awesome. Okay, so Ali and Hassan, I want to appreciate you guys for doing everything that you guys do for the team. While I go through the training, I wanna let you guys have the responsibility and letting anybody that comes in have the responsibility. There's 10 people in a waiting room. You double check if they're in a team and whatnot. While I just go through my story, go through why we're on this call today, and why you could be doing anything, right? But you're on the call this time of the night. If you're on from the Netherlands, is actually close to midnight right now. So the reason why I did it this late was because as a father, I've got my kids' responsibilities in the daytime, and for me, I don't have the luxury of time to do calls like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 p.m. because my day is so busy. But guess what? I don't ever use that as an excuse. So for me, and I want to apologize first and foremost for hopping on a bit late. It's just that my phone was literally blowing up because of this training today, and it was so hard to say no to people. Like, there's so many people from other teams, literally will give their left arm to hop on this training. But as you can see, I want to make sure that my team benefit first. And there's no I in team. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes to get anyone in your team, anyone in our Telegram group. There's over 300-400 people in that group, right? To hop on this training, because what I'm about to show you is going to change the game for you guys. Absolutely change the game. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into it so deep in detail that if you just signed up today, and just today I've had 5-6 people just sign up today just to hop on this training, right? So one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tailor this training to those 5 individuals. They've never traded before, they've never done anything like this before, but they've been seeing the journey. Some people have been watching for a year, some people have been watching for 6 months. And when they seen that training, they said, yo, I need to hop on this training. I don't care what it costs. I'm going to hop on this because this is an investment in my business, change people's lives. Let me tell you something, guys. When I got started in this industry, I never thought I would be, in a position that I am. I am, forever grateful and blessed. But the reason why I got here wasn't because I got lucky. It was because I put in sweat equity. I put in hard work. I put in late nights, right? People say, it happened overnight. This all happened within 15 minutes of you joining the business. Trust me, this is 15 years in the making. And if you ask anybody that's made it, whether it's in, LeBron James, whether it's Messi, right? They put in many, 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 many years of hard work and dedication. Look at Mayweather. Do you think he got to where he got to if you've seen him for the first time today, you think he had everything by luck? No, it took over 20 years of hard work and dedication to get to where he got to. And there we have it, guys. We're maxed out, right? If you're someone that only, gives an hour of their time for this business, it's gonna take you a very long time to see any results, right? We all pay the same membership. It's like going to the gym, right? It's like we all go to the gym. And I'm going to use Ali as an example. Ali goes to the gym, right? Why is Ali only starting going to the gym now? Why? Because he wants to get that Miami beach look, right? Well, we all have that, resolution where we want to work on ourselves. I want to be the best me this year. But they've been saying that since 2009, 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and nothing changes. And if nothing changes, guys. You have to set your standards really high. In anything that you do, you have to have standards. Because at the end of the day, every single one of you is a brand. You're your own brand. You're your own business. No one is your manager, your boss. You're your own leader. We just give opportunities to people like-minded that also want to win in life. I'm not your boss. I'm not your leader. I'm your business partner. And if you want me to, I can be your mentor. Right? And I don't take the word mentor very lightly, guys. Everyone calls everybody a mentor. Not many people are really mentors in this business, right? Some people are still learning themselves. And the word mentor is very, very used lightly, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get started now because I know you guys didn't come here to just hear me blab, right? I'm going to go through something that has really allowed me to, you know, have very, very, you know, great success with trading. And I hope you guys are taking notes, because if you're not taking notes, you know, you might as well leave the group now, because there's 4 people waiting to hop on. I'll be honest with you guys. If you are not taking notes, trust me, get off this call. Because there's no way that you're going to absorb all this information just by watching. Note takers are money makers, 100%, Ben. 100%. Like, I can show you my notepad filled with information. And if my house was to catch fire, after saving my kids, I will go and get my notepad. That's how you should treat your notepad and your notes and your information. Yeah? It's that simple. Okay? So we're gonna get started. I'm gonna go through everything with you guys from the ground up. Now, is there anybody here that hasn't got a broker account? Type me in the chat box if you haven't got a broker account. And it's not your fault, it's the person that brought you into the business's fault. Crystal. Okay, thank you, Crystal, for being honest. So what we want to do is we're gonna, thank you, Matt. Is there anybody else that hasn't got a broker? A broker account is, you know, an account that you use on the MetaTrader 4 that connects you to the financial markets in real time, whether it's a demo or a real account. So is there anybody that hasn't got a broker account in here? Wow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, you know, from the ground up. Okay. So when I get started, we're going to get straight into it. Let's go. So this is a demo account, guys. You can choose any demo account of your choosing. For this demonstration purposes, I'm going to use ICMARKETS, because ICMARKETS is the broker that I've been using. So what you want to do is you want to click on, you know, try a free demo account, or start, you know, click on start trading and open a live account. It doesn't really matter. You can always, you know, open a demo account after opening the live account. And it's that simple. Once you've set that up, you're going to want to download the software that comes with it in the back office. Okay. So click on downloads in the top right hand corner, download the program file. And then in your email, you're going to receive a, you know, information with the login details and the password. So if we go into, you know, MetaTrader now, so you're going to see, you know, the accounts here. Now for this demonstration purposes, I've just made a demo account using AxiTrader, but you know, with my live trades, I do use ICMARKETS. Okay, this one I just made a demo account ran by random choice. Okay, so once you've set up your demo account, once you set up your broker account, what you're gonna do is you're gonna wanna trade from your laptop. Me personally, I trade from MetaTrader 4, and the reason why I'm doing this training on MetaTrader 4 is so I can show you a few things as well, little tips, little tricks, little, you know, nuggets here and there. That's going to allow you to, you know, learn very, very quickly and accelerate your process. But everything that you need is in IML Academy. Everything that I've learned is from IML Academy, and identifying, you know, 3 or 4 mentors in trading that you want to learn from in IML TV. You know, myself, I learned from Lex Waves. Every day at 1 p.m., I hop on his calls. You know, Steven Selinda, right? But there's over 60 educators. Initially, you know, go through the ones that go through the basics live and show you in real time. And then afterwards, you know, once you've identified what type of a trader you are, then you want to hop on IML TV and identify which person that you want to follow. And for me, it's them 3 that I've learned from over 4 to 6 months. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how the market looks once you first activate it. So I'm just going to use any pair. Let's say Euro USD. You know, this is one of Hassan's favorite pair, I believe. So we're going to right click and go into chart window. So when you first open a chart window, this is how MetaTrader 4 charts look like. Love Euro USD. Hassan loves this Euro USD. So this is how it looks. Now, type in a chat box if this looks Chinese to you. Comment yes if it looks Chinese to you, or comment no, I understand what it's doing. Or, you know, this is what you're gonna first see. right? Jack, yeah, absolutely. Japanese to me. Perfect Chinese, yeah, all the same thing. It's a foreign language, right? I was like, what the hell did I get myself into, right? And, you know, this is how the market moves, you know, every hour, everything. So what I want to do is I want to show you how I set up my chart. So it's very simple, clean, and easy to look at, okay? So what you want to do is, for those of you that are taking notes and writing things down, you're going to want to right click, go into properties, and then, you know, choose how you want to set up your charts. First thing I want to do is I want to click on the color scheme and go on black on white. Once I've done that, get rid of the grid, right? Click on none. And then what you want to do is you want to click on the bull candle. For those of you that are, you know, just joined today, you know, the market goes in, you know, 3 different ways. It can go bullish, bearish, or sideways, right? So it can either go up or down or sideways, basically. And the way that to remember it, and the easiest way that I've remembered it, is how a bull attacks is upwards, right? With the horns. A bear attacks downwards, right? It's going to jump up and then go on, you know, attack you downwards. And that's basically where the term comes from, bull and bear, okay? So with a bull, I use lime green. Again, you could choose any color, whatever is easiest for you guys. You don't have to go listen to me word for word. You know, if you want to go orange and baby blue, you can go orange and baby blue, okay? And then you just want to click on, you know, ask line. I'll change the ask line to blue. Stop levels, yeah, they can remain orange, okay? Once I've done that, this is how it's going to look. And the reason why it's like this right now, because this is a line chart, right? As you can see here, if I hover the keyboard, the mouse over this button, it says bar chart, right? What we want to do is we want to change it to candlesticks, okay? Once you change it to candlesticks, this is how it's going to look. And obviously, if we zoom in a little bit more, this is how I have my charts, okay? So what you want to do is you want to save that preset, because you don't want to keep doing that on every chart that you open, right? You want to make sure that it's very simple to do. So what you want to do is you want to go into charts, template, and then click on save templates. So click on charts, click on template, and then save your template. Give it whatever you want to name. Give it a name. What I'm going to do is I'm going to call it main. So this is my main screen. This is my main look. So if I click on main, or if I type in main, I'm just going to save it, right? Save over it. That's fine. So let's say I open any pair now. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm just going to right click, go into chart window. Instead of seeing what you're about to see now, which is black and green, I'm just going to go into chart, template, and I'm just going to click on main. Okay? And then that's how it's going to look within a click of a second, right? Just bear with me a second, guys. All right, cool. So that's the first lesson that you want to have. I know some of you might not even have been shown that, but little things like that really will help you in the long run, okay? You know, the other thing as well is knowing the difference between what these do. So this is like a crosshair. A crosshair is really good for me on MetaTrader, you know, for kind of like working out how much the market moved, you know, the first one will be the hours. So let's say if I clicked on there, I'm on the 1 hour time frame, right? So it says 4, right? That means 4 hours since where I've started from my crosshair to where I am. The one in the middle is the amount of pips. So it's 370, right? So that's 37.3. Does that make sense? Fraction of a pip, pipette, right? So wherever the number is in the middle, you want to divide it by 10, right? Or just put a dot at the last number, just before the last number. So that's 37.3 pips. If I go all the way down here, right? That's 122.8 pips, right? And then the number on the far right is the price it's at. Little things like this will really allow you to basically know how to look at the chart, how to work out how much pips it is. So it's just knowing, you know, this is a vertical line, horizontal line, little things like this, right? So what I'm going to do is everybody with me so far? First and foremost, type in a chat box 777 if you guys are with me so far. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Perfect. So now we're going to get into the nitty gritty, okay? We're going to get into the nitty gritty. How many of you know what my favorite pair is? And remember, guys, my favorite pair does not have to be your favorite pair. So the question I asked is, how many of you know what my favorite pair is? And Hassan says the devil itself. The reason why I love GJ, and for those of you that don't know what GJ stands for, is Great British Pound, Japanese Yen, okay? Now, the reason why I love this pair is because on average, with the different trade days, like the Tokyo, the London, you know, the New York sessions, right? Is on average, the Great British JPY moves the most per day, okay? It's anything from 118 pips a day to 150 pips, right? So that was one of the first reasons why. If it's your favorite and it's making that much, it's mine too. Absolutely, Nina. That's it. It's a monkey see, monkey do business. If you just copy and paste, you'll have the same result. How many of you seen the move that the GJ did earlier today with the trade balance? Right? How many of you ate when this news came out, right? This big jump. Actually, if we click on Control and D, but if you click on a data window, right, and we click on this currency pair, so as you can see, when I first started with my first strategy, which is the London Daybreak strategy, I remember I used to draw horizontal lines, right, at the bottom of the wick and at the top of the wick. How many of you remember that, right? Yep. Okay, perfect. Everyone remembers. And for those of you that don't know, if you let us know in our team group chats, we will send you the video that we've done on that strategy as well, which is very simple. So as you can see, I want to go back to, so let's say we went here. So I'm gonna actually click on this pair, all right? And if you can see on the far left, see what it says, date, time, open, the high of the day, the low of the day, close, and the volume on the data window. That basically does all the work for you, right? Whereas before I was still learning, I was drawing horizontal lines and I was teaching you guys the same thing. But through trial and error and through experience, you know, you learn and you grow, right? And it's just, you know, you want to make sure that you take the time to crawl, walk, and then run rather than going straight into running, because guess what's going to happen? You're going to fall. Like when I see my daughter's trying to run too fast, she just learned how to walk like yesterday, she's going to keep falling, right? It's exactly the same thing. In trading, it's the same thing. You want to make sure that you take your time. The reason why I say that is because when I first started trading many years ago, 3-4 years ago, I failed and 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 I failed my way to where I am today, right? I promise you, some of you would have quit a long time ago. I remember in my 4 years trading, I blew about over 40,000 pounds trading, 8 accounts. And they weren't small accounts. They weren't like 100 pound, 500 pound accounts. They were like 3,000, 2,000, 5,000, 8,000. And I blew them, right? You need to learn from your losses. You'll learn more from your losses than you ever will from your wins, okay? And it takes someone with, you know, strong mindset to say, hey, what am I going to do? Am I going to quit? Or am I going to dust myself down and get back on, you know, the charts? Am I going to get back and try and make that back without revenge trading, without, you know, having any emotions? Because trading is 90% mindset, 10% skill. If you can learn to handle your emotions, not only is it going to help you in trading, but it's going to help you in life, right? Let one result affect your whole day. You're not going to let one bit of excitement get you back in the game, right? You want to maintain, you know, do daily methods of operations until you get to where you want to get to. It's better to go, you know, somewhere slow than nowhere fast. So again, let's go back and find the 6 a.m. Why? Because the broker is 2 hours ahead. If you see the bottom of the time, it says 1 a.m., right? Right here, the date and the time. It says 1 a.m., but it's actually 11 o'clock, right? So the broker time is 2 hours ahead. So we're looking for the 6 a.m., which is technically the 8 a.m. in the UK when the banks open. So you could, as you can see, the exact same information that loads up is called the OLHC, the open low, the high of the day, right? And that's what the data window does right here. It's showing you all the data. If you get a notepad and pen and you write, you know, the high and the low, you can quickly work out what 10 pips above and 10 pips below is, right? So if the low was 143.401, then my entry point would have been 143.301, right? Which would have been where? 301. Just past it, 30. So let's just say there, right? So we would have been in a, you know, you would have caught your 50 pips easy on a sell today if you activated it. And you would have been out of the trade when high impact news came out, right? So what I want to do is I want to show you how to take this strategy to the next level, okay? How to use the harmonic scanner, which Hassan went over, and looking for, you know, trade setups of the day, and how to compound your your trading for long-term growth. And with the compound, you know, once you've made your amount for the day, you will, you know, stop trading for the day and, you know, be happy to just basically make more than going, you know, trading your time for money. And at the end of the day, guys, don't look at what other people have got. Based, you know, your expectations based on your current situation. Like, for example, if you're making, you know, £1,000 a month, right? And I said, hey, how much do you want to make here to make your situation better? You're not going to say, I want to make $1 million, because were you making $1 million before? Have you ever made $1 million before? No. So why would you have high expectations? You want to set smart goals, guys. So let's say if you're making $1,000 a month with an extra, you know, 300 to 500 help your situation. Absolutely. Manage your expectations, guys, because if you set a goal so high, you know, you're not going to reach it and you're going to be, you know, disheartened. So if you're making, you know, 5,000 a month and you said, I want to make an extra 2,000, then yeah, it's definitely possible because your means is more. You know, you can catch the same amount of pips, but you could use a higher, you know, lot size and make more profit because you have a, you know, a higher balance to trade with. So your risk management is going to be, you know, good as well. So let's say using the harmonic scanner, and, you know, this harmonic scanner is the exact same software that you all have that Tim Holloman has. And Tim Holloman, as you guys remember, is now someone who's made over 100 million. Last time I remember telling you guys, you know, he's made, you know, 50 or 40 million. This guy's now made over 100 million. And you know when he joined the business? 9th of March, 2017. Retired from the army in his mid-40s. Never traded before. But guess what? He put in the time, and now look at him. You're going to unlock things about you that you would never thought were possible. But listen, that's not going to happen if you just sign up and think it's going to happen when it happens. You have to put in the time and effort. You have to be willing to do what other people are not willing to do to get the life that other people can only dream about later. Okay, guys? Now, if you guys agree with me and you understand that, then I want you to make sure that you are honest with yourselves. Am I putting enough time in to learn to trade? Am I utilizing this business properly? Am I taking advantage of the softwares that's available to me? You know, or, you know, if you're working 9 to 5, guess what? You got 5 to 9 to work on your business, guys. There is no excuses. And whenever I hear excuses, you know, I smile and I listen, but trust me, I don't agree with you. Simple as, because if you make excuses, guess what? You've told yourself a reason why you can't have results. You either have results or you have excuses. If you ever say, yeah, but guess what? You're using an excuse to why you're not successful. Get that out of your head, because the words that you speak become the house that you live in. I'm going to repeat that, guys. Get that out of your head and make sure words of negativity never, ever come out of your mouth, because the words that come out of your mouth become the reality that you live in. The words that you speak become the house that you live in. Okay? Oh, I'm not chairman 25 because I have my kids all day. You know, oh, you know, I'm so busy. I look after my sick mom and dad. That's why I'm not successful. Oh, you know, I work 9 to 5. That's why I don't have time in a day to, you know, get promoted or speak to my contact list. Excuses, guys. That's all they are. The moment you tell yourself, hey, today's going to be the day that I'm not going to use any more excuses, and I'm going to, you know, be a successful trader. I'm going to be a successful network marketer. I'm going to be a successful whatever you want to get out of this business. There is no right or wrong way. You'll never hear me say to you guys, this is how we're going to do it. We're just going to focus on networking, or we're just going to focus on trading. However you want to do this business, you're more than welcome to do it. Okay? But guess what? Don't ever use excuses to why you haven't got what it is that other people have. I'm going to tell you the honest truth. And I'm telling you this with respect, with, you know, with love, because I want the best for you. And if I'm not honest with you, I'm not doing you guys justice. I'm not doing you guys, you know, the service that you need. So back to the harmonic pattern. As you can see, if you click on any of these brokers, you're going to find so many different patterns for the day, right? And these are all the 50-minute time frames. I just look at the 50-minute time frames, and I'm going to show you through past, you know, patterns that came out, how the market reacted. So when this pattern emerged and it was actually just here, right? Look where the market went, you know, or continuing to keep going, right? Now, whether you want to go to take profit 1, 2, or 3, it doesn't really matter, because me personally, I'm going to show you how you could just catch 10 to 15 pips using a slightly higher lot size and make more money. How many of you guys want to make more money with very little pip size? Without kicking yourself, without thinking, what if? Yeah, you know, it was 100 pip move today. If only I didn't have only 10, 15 pips. I don't want to hear that, guys. I want to show you how to make money every single day. Very little, you know, risk. And also where you can compound it for 60 to 90, 180 days, 365 days a year, whatever you want to, you know, compound it to, okay? Let me check the chat box. Awesome, 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 me. Perfect. Okay, so as you can see, I want to go into other patterns and just show you how, you know, amazing this harmonic scanner is. This is just the web analyzer. It also comes on MetaTrader 4, Great British AUD. Look at where the entry was. Look where it went to. Look where it jumped to, right? These are, you know, every candle that you see, if I zoom in, every candle, you know, this red bar, that's 15 minutes. That's 15 minutes. That's 15 minutes. That's 15 minutes. Every single one. So every 4 is an hour, right? This is how much you would have made in, I would say, probably about 2 to 3 hours, right? The entry point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 hour. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 hours. In 3 hours, you would have hit take profit 1, right? As you can see, this here is called the relative strength index. And with the relative strength index is an indicator that allows you to work out whether currency is either oversold or overbought, right? And with these levels, there's the 30% and the 70%. You know, these are levels that you will indicate an indication as one of your confirmations whether the currency is either overbought or oversold. So one thing that I do is I actually click on this vertical line and I click on the end of where the currency finished, right? So let's say that's where it is, right? Click back on an arrow. I'm gonna highlight this and I'm gonna click on a black color and I'm gonna use it as a lot thicker, right? And I'm gonna do the exact same thing with the RSI, right? So this is where the market finished with the deep back formation, as you can see here. This is a deep back formation. How do I know that? Well, it says here, deep back formation, M15, that means 50-minute time frame. This is the currency pair, and that's the broker. It's that simple. All the information and the details is there for you. This is just one of the confirmations, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna get, you know, so many trade ideas from the web analyzer. No, sorry, it's been a long day, guys. I apologize. From the harmonic scanner, right? I've been up since 7 in the morning. So from the harmonic scanner, you're gonna get new trade ideas, which is usually at the top of the, you know, the 50-minute time frame. So let's say we're gonna click on the United States dollar, the Swiss franc. If I click on this one, this is the latest pattern that has come out, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna analyze this pair. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you, you know, with my, you know, key tips on what to look for with my strategy on how to catch 10 to 15 pips and make, you know, as much money as you want. And over time, you know, your lot size will increase and grow, okay? So I think if I show you on this broker, I think I've only just set this up yesterday or the day before. If I click on terminal, I just opened a 100,000 demo account. But if I go on account history, let me scroll up a little bit more. Yeah, I've only done 2 trades on the 5th and on the 31st, right? And you know, with this strategy, with 10 to 15 pips, you know, using 100 lots, normally that would scare the hell out of me. 100 lots, you're mad. But if you know, if you have 100,000 to trade with, guess what? It's definitely possible. If you have £1,000, you could use a standard lot. If you have £10,000, you could use 10 lots. If you have 100,000, you could use 100 lots. Okay. So with this strategy, you could use a higher lot size because, you know, it's very, very simple, right? With 100 lots, with just 2 trades, I made £30,506. Simple as that, guys. Look, you can see the price. It started at 10 pips. The price I entered, I think that was, I meant to set 10 pips, but it actually went so far up that I didn't have time to get into my take profit, but then it went into 144 price range, okay? So, you know, with this strategy, I'm now gonna show you what indicators to use on how to set it up because this is being recorded. And then we're gonna look at other, you know, patterns using a harmonic scanner and basically how to get in and get out of trades, what to look out for. And this strategy is something that I'm still looking for a decent name for it, but I just decided to call it the AJ scalping strategy. Is that a decent name? Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you like that name, or if you think I should change it. Okay, perfect. I think some of you guys already seen a quick glimpse and you kind of know where this is heading, right? Lambo lots, absolutely. Lambo strategy, Ali. Good one, good one. So with an uptrend, you know, we're going to look at price should move above the 20 and the 50 EMA. So what we're going to do, we're going to add the 20 and the 50 EMA. Indicators. Click on moving average. Once you click on moving average, you're going to drag it onto the chart. and release. Once it's released, it's going to open this box. So this period box, we're going to type in 20. And with the 20, we're going to leave it as blue. And I like to keep it thick, okay? So we're going to click on OK, exponential. Yeah, it's an exponential moving average. Okay, guys? Click on OK and do the same thing. And this time, we're going to do 50, and we're going to change the color to red. Okay? Same thing. How many of you can see straight away what happened when it crossed over? How many of you can see straight away what happened when it crossed over? 50 and a 20 EMA. So you're going to go into Navigator. You're going to go into the trend folder. You're going to find moving average. And then you're going to drag it in here. And you're going to do it twice. One for 50, period. Nothing else changes. And another one for 20. Okay? The 20 is the blue one. If I hover my mouse over this, moving average 20. The red one, 50. That's it. And let me close this now. And as you can see, so what happens when the blue goes above the red? It's a buy, right? Everyone with me so far? Now look what happens. Look what happens when the blue goes below the red. It's a sell. That's one of my confirmations, guys. I'm going to give you guys a minute to write that down. If anyone has, want me to go over that again, please let me know. 20 for the blue, 50 for the red. 20 for the blue, 50 for the red. So this is the uptrend information, okay? Is everybody with me so far? Give me a 555 in the chat box if you're all with me. Give me a 111 if you're confused. Okay, there's two people that's confused. So I'm gonna go through this again. Okay, so with this indicator, yeah, it's the moving average, okay? So with this moving average, we're gonna use, the red is the 50 period, and the moving average for the blue is the 20, okay? So price should be above the 20 and the 50 EMA, okay? So let's say see this blue? Whenever the blue is above the red, this is an upward trend, right? Upward trend. Coming down, you think it's going to change over? It hasn't changed over. Okay, keep buying. This is an upward trend. Yeah, now it's starting to formation. I wouldn't even sell here. I wouldn't sell here. This is when I start to sell because this is a major confirmation for me. And this is telling me that the trend is now changed, okay? You see all this sells, right? Now, when you see that, you're thinking, oh, it's gonna change over. It's gonna change over. I want to buy. No, you wait. Once you wait, guess what? Then you have a much better confirmation. But guess what? Look what happened. It's keep going down. Once it's going back up, now it's changed over. This is an upward trend. Obviously, you have the high impact news as well, which kind of like helped it go that way. But now, whenever the blue is above the red, this is, an indication that you only want to get into buys, not sells. Does that make sense? 111 if you're still confused. 777 if you're all with me. Cool. As long as I don't get any 111s, we're going to move on. Is there anyone else confused? I only use the 1 hour time frame, and I look at the 30 minutes and the 15 minutes as, and the 4 hours as confirmation on, finding the trends, finding, the support and resistance on higher time frames, and then, looking at the momentum on lower time frames. That's it. A lot of people overcomplicate trading, guys. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna move on now, and it's really that simple. So for those of you that took notes, you know, write down the price should be above the 20 and the 50 EMA, okay? So what do I mean by that? You know, this price, it needs to be above the 20 and the 50 EMA. So I'm gonna write the rest down in the chat box. So for the upward trends, I'm gonna let you guys, basically, I've got it saved on my notes. So in the chat box, as you can see, I'm gonna give you all the indications on what the buy trend is. Uptrend, what is an uptrend indication? So I'm actually just gonna go in the chat box and just copy this information in. Okay. Okay. So in the chat box, you can see what the indications are, right? Everybody got the information? Copy it, save it. You know, this is all recorded as well. But this is where you can ask all the questions in real time rather than waiting for the recording. So for those of you that hopped off, that's cool. Everyone's gonna learn. So the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna add something called the RSI, and we're gonna add stochastics. And I'm gonna show you my basically the values that I use. And then for the downward trend, price should be below the 20 and the 50 EMA, okay? So the 20 needs to be below the 50 and vice versa. So like this. So as you can see, this crossover, the 20 needs to be below the 50, okay? Once you have that, that's basically sells. So if I click on not where the change happened, because you want to wait until you get confirmations before getting into trades, and that's where a lot of you guys are going wrong. You get into trades because you follow the oh, this is a change, I want to get it here. Blah, blah, blah. But if you actually wait here, you have a much better idea. So if you went from there to there, that's 124 pips, guys. How many times can you get in on a 10 to 15 pips, right? You could do multiple trades every day, and yeah, this is another sell, this is a sell, this is a sell. 15 pips a day is gonna keep the JOB away. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy the information for the downward trend. So downward trend, price should be below the 20 and the 50 EMA. The 20 EMA, you could choose it as green or red or blue, whatever color that you want to symbolize that this is a sell or this is a buy. So if you wanted to, you could change this blue to a green if you wanted to, right? So like, let's say I'm gonna click on that, I'm gonna change this blue to a lime green, right? If you think that's better for you, that's easier, then do that. Whatever makes your life easier, your trading experience, this is just a few tips. So how do you decide you take profit with the strategy? It's very simple. I'm gonna go through everything in detail. Do you want this trading to be 10, 15 minutes, or do you want it to be detailed and everybody to get it? I'm not gonna rush it. I'm gonna go through everything in detail. So all your questions, I promise you, will be answered. But I'm gonna go through what I use, what I look for, what I'm trading, okay? So with this strategy, you don't have to get up at 8 o'clock. You don't have to just trade at 9 o'clock. You can do this at any day, at any time as long as you have all these confirmations, okay? So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go into finding the relative strength index, so the RSI. So this is the RSI. I'm gonna drag this into here. And the value, it's 7. I'm gonna right click this now. Go on indicator list and just change some few details in the RSI. I like to change this to a solid black. It's up to you what color you want to choose it. I'm gonna just go into 3 and it's a straight line. With the levels, you know, you could use 70 to 30 or 80 to 20, okay? 70 to 30 is more than enough, guys. And with this, again, I'm gonna use a black color and I'm gonna use a solid line and I want to be able to see it, right? So just choose the thickness a little bit higher than what the preset is. Choose black and you'll see the changes now. When I close it, see the difference? Boom. So whatever I have here, this is the 70% level. This is the 30% level, okay? What I'm also gonna do is, so I'm gonna go back into the indicator list. And for those of you that are new, you know, what you wanna do is you wanna add a description to it, like something like this is an indication to, I'm gonna control home, and I'm gonna copy that. How many of you remember what the 30% level is? It's oversold, right? So this is an indication to buy, and vice versa. So go into here, click on Control-V, you know, or just like, in fact, I'm just gonna keep it simple, guys. Sell and buy, okay? Don't know what's going on with my computer. I've tried everything. Okay, so you could do it. We could do it on TradingView as well. We can actually do it straight on the web analyzer, the harmonic scanner. Sorry, on the web scanner. It's called web scanner as well. So there's a website version, and that's what's keeps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this training on how it looks on my phone. Is that cool with you guys? Can everyone see my screen on my phone? Perfect. Okay. So what we're going to do is you could do this exact same, you know, strategy on your phone. With me, I'm always on my phone. I'm always out on the go. So I do all this on my phone. You don't have to do it just from your laptop. You don't have to do it just from the web analyzer. You could do everything on your phone nowadays. Hence why, you know, we have a smartphone that we build our business with and we make money from, right? So on the MetaTrader 4, this is exactly how I set my trading. There's nothing else out there. You know, you could, like I said, you can add the moving average. You can add the 20 and the 50. Let's say moving average. I'm gonna go into 20. I'm gonna change that to a green, right? Click done. Then we're gonna do the exact same thing and add another one called moving average, 50. And then we're gonna change that to a red. Done. Okay? Same thing. Okay? There we have it. Now, as you can see on the bottom ones, you have the RSI in the thick black. So these thick black guys, can you see? This is the RSI. Now, when the RSI levels go above the 70, right? this is an indication to sell. One indication, not sell straight away, right? This is an indication to sell. Now, with the stock, I'm going to call it, so it's short for stochastic oscillator, right? But I'm just going to call it stock, right? So it's easier for me. It's been a long day, guys. So with the stock, I'm going to right click, go into the settings and show you. So you see here what I've highlighted. So stochastic oscillator, right? We're going to go into, let me go into edit. But obviously, if you were adding it, you just basically go into indicator window, click on the add, and find the oscillator there and add it, right? Same thing, right? But we've already added it for this demonstration purposes. And we're going to want to click on the level is 1433. Yeah. And if we actually scroll down, we can choose the level. See what it says level? And there's that pen on the far right. You can actually click on it and click on the levels that you want. So I use 90 and 10. And this is what I type in for my, demonstration purposes. This is what I want to get a high confirmation to start basically, getting on these trades. So once I have these 3 confirmations, I'm in, I'm trading. And these are what I call my Lambo lot sizes, okay? I'm willing to trade with higher lot sizes, okay? And let me show you what they look like, right? I'm gonna go sideways. Let me click on it sideways. Can you guys see the screen now much better, right? Perfect. Perfect. Now, guys, can you see my mouse on the screen or not? You can't, right? Okay. So, yeah, because I'm on my phone, that's why. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the crosshair. You guys can see the crosshair now, right? Now, using this crosshair, I'm gonna use this as my pointer, right? And show you what to look for, right? So as you can see, whenever these stock gets to this level, this is one of my indication. And what am I gonna do? I'm gonna buy, right? And then as you can see from here, but I'm not gonna buy there. I'm gonna buy when it turns. Key, that's a key alert there, right, guys? A lot of you guys will just probably buy here and there, and then it might keep going further down. But what you wanna do is you wanna wait for this curve. Once it starts curving and it starts moving, that's an indication to start buying, okay? Why? As well is because the RSI levels is then also hit the 30% level, okay? Another confirmation, right? The red is above the green, right? That's a downward formation, but you can start to see the move. Now this is telling you ahead of schedule that in the not so near future, it's gonna cross over, especially when it's this close, right? It's possibly gonna change over, right? So adding the RSI, okay, cool. I'll go over that. So if we go back into so right click and then click on that F frequency here. You can see if I click on the relative strength index, the value is 14. So it's basically preset. Nothing changes. The only thing I've changed is I clicked on the style and I clicked on 4 pixel, so it's much thicker, right? So I can tell the difference between the two, okay? Or you can change the color and we could choose, a red, for example, right? So if I do that, I know which one's the RSI and I know which one's the stock, okay? So once both these have hit the levels that I want, if I wanna sell, it's gonna have to go above the 70 and the 90, right? Let me show you. So this RSI, this is the RSI, right? It's over this black line, right? This is the 70 level, right? Once it's over the 70 level, indication. Once the stock is over 90, another indication. I'm waiting for the turns, then I can get in these trades. And I'm looking for 10 to 15 pips every time these things happen. Again, when it happens here as well, look, this is the indication. It's hit this level, it's up below this one, I'm gonna buy. Once I've done that, I will definitely catch 10 to 15 pips. Guys, anybody can catch 10 to 15 pips, okay? But once you have the right confirmations, you don't have to be the best trader, right? You just need to make sure everything is ticked off before you trade. A lot of you just trade with just, much fewer indications. With this strategy, as long as these indications are in place, you could buy and sell. One of the biggest things for me is whenever I look for trend changes. So look, this trend change, I will definitely catch 50 to 100 pips. How do you time entry, Ahmed? When I get these confirmations. So this just change, yeah? Once that changes, that is a definite confirmation for me that the market is gonna change from it being an upwards to a downwards. When this market changes here, right around this area, this is now the green is above the red, and what is green is a buy. So look, that is probably about, look, so if we go from there, right, let's say just slightly higher there, 128583, right? If we actually just go to here, that's already 80 to 100 pips, guys, right? Okay. Oh, it's gonna start to change. No, it's not. It hasn't changed over. Look, the green has gone back up above. The green has gone back up above, and it's now a bigger gap. This is a much bigger confirmation that it's gonna be a big spike. Look at that, but all that. Remember last week when the Great British USD and the Great British JPY when spiking that much out of control? Now I definitely know that that was a bit, the market, I should have definitely stayed in a buy. Look at this here, oversold by what you call a confirmation, but my RSI didn't hit the 30 level, so I'm not going to trade. Okay, when I get, like I told you, when I get this, what is it, like this here, and this, when it breaks through, then I would definitely buy and I'll make my 10 to 15 pips. When I see, this, and I see the curve indication, but guess what? My RSI is only 56%. So I'm thinking, shall I get in? Shall I not? But you'll definitely catch 10 to 15 pips with just one indication, but it's not a high probability. Does that make sense? This one is come close to the Lambo lot size, is curved over. RSI is broken below the 30. There is also high impact news, another bigger confirmation, right? These are basically so many little things that you could use to catch to 10 to 15 pips a day. Now, let me show you. How many of you guys have a much better understanding? How much of you guys are getting how simple trading is if you apply what it is I show you? I promise you, I don't even look at the charts as much as I used to anymore. As long as I have those confirmations, I'm buying or I'm selling. I'm catching my 10 to 15 pips. If you have a £500 account, then you can use a pound a pip. If you have a £1,000 account, then you can use £2 a pip. And that's 20 pounds a pip. And I'm going to show you how these numbers really, really add up, okay? So what we're going to do is going to go back onto sharing my screen on my laptop. And we're going to show you how 10 to 15 pips can compound long term. Now, Albert Einstein said, compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. He who understands it, earns it. He who doesn't, pays it, okay? So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you with this strategy how you could compound your account, hit a daily target, stop trading, and go about your business. Go about the other side of the business. You could, pique other people's interest. You could, do your PBRs, or you could learn through IML Academy and IML TV. You can have family time. Once you hit your goals with trading, stop trading. That's one of the other things that a lot of people fail to understand. Once you hit a certain goal a day, stop trading. But a lot of people don't have, a trade journal. A lot of people don't have a goal. They just want to make money. That's the wrong way to look at it, guys. You need to have a risk to reward ratio. You need to have, is that all the indicators needed? Yes, that's all the indicators needed, mate. That's it. And then the rest is just literally put in 10,000 hours in anything. Anyone who puts 10,000 hours into anything will eventually become a master at it. I'm nothing special, guys. I never claim to be, and I never will say that, right? But if you understand, the only difference between me and you is I've been doing this for about, 10 months, 11 months with trading. Since January to now, 9 months to 10 months, right? That's it. That's the only difference between you and me. If you look at Hassan's someone who's been trading for, since he joined the business, because he just wanted to focus on trading. And through just trading, now, he's a Platinum 1000 without having to, just sign people up and say, hey, we can possibly make money with this. I don't know how to trade. But he was someone I said, hey, listen, I want to learn how to trade first. Once I know how to do that, I can be a much better leader to my team. We said, okay, not a problem. Once he learned how to trade, this guy went from P150 to P1000 in a matter of like a week and a half, 2 weeks, okay? And like I told you guys, you could do this business however you wish. If you're someone that just works, has a career and you just want to do a bit of, trading alongside and, make your money work for you, by all means, you're more than welcome to do that, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how something as little as, let's say, 300 pounds is what in dollars? 300 pounds in dollars. $387.37. Okay, so we're going to use that as an example. 37, right? 37. Okay, and what we're looking to do is we're looking to just make 5% a day, right? Just 5% a day using the harmonic scanner, using the strategy that I taught you guys. And we're just going to do it for 180 days, okay? When you first join the business, we say the first 30 days, go through the products and services. Then when you're ready, start, practice. Once you're ready, start on a live account. But until you have that basic foundation, a building doesn't just build upwards. It builds the foundation first, so that way you could build on it, right? And iMarkets Live is no different. You have to go through the basics first, and then eventually you go and build big, okay? Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how you reinvest 90% of your money and withdraw 10% daily. Now a lot of people say, it's a scam, it doesn't work. But if you're showing them that you're withdrawing money every day, what are they gonna say, this is not real? No. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna obviously, not include the weekends. Why? Because the market's closed on the weekends. And with this strategy, I only trade Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. That's it. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I could possibly trade on a Friday. I would never trade on a Monday. But you can make money every day. But for me, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is all I need, and I make more than I'm happy with. You guys, you need to stop being greedy, guys. You need to stop trying to make more money than you think you need. I promise you, if you just chase the skill, the money will come. If you have proper risk management, if you, a student of the game, the money will come. So when I click on calculate now, you'll see now with visually and understanding that with trading, you're gonna get a perfect understanding that you don't need much to make a lot, okay? If we're compounding 5% daily for 180 days, 30, 60, 90, 120, 180. That's 5 months, guys. This is what you could do in 5 months, just compounding 5% of your account balance, okay? So day one, You start off with a £300, $387.37 account, which is roughly about £300, right? You only need to make $19.37 on your first day. Reinvest 90%. Let me zoom in so you guys can get a better understanding, right? Yeah. Reinvest 90%. That's too much. Reinvest 90%. One more. Yeah. Which is $17.43, and withdraw $1.94. Some of you guys say, you know, I've made a profit today, but it's only $2.80, or it's only £5, right? Trust me, these will compound and add up. Now your account has grown from 387.37 to 404, and you've already withdrawn $1.94. Next day, now you need to make $20.24. So, and obviously this is based on if we were to start doing this tomorrow. So make a note of this website. It's called Compound Daily, but there's only one D. It's not like compound, it ends with a D and then another D. It's just one D and then AILY.com. So compounddaily.com. And then obviously the Saturdays and Sundays, we don't trade, right? If you wanted to trade Monday and Friday, this is using Monday and Friday as well. Look what happens in just 30 days, guys. 30 days, here's a summary of your new earnings. Now your $387 account has grown to $1,181. You've already withdrawn $118, and you've got $1,063.48 to trade with. Okay? 5%. That's it. That's nothing. You know, with my results, you know, sometimes I'm making, you know, how many of you guys seen when I turned £500 into 18,000 or 20,000? And our same account went from 18,000 to 40,000 to 50,000. Trust me, trading is a life-changing skill. Once you have that skill, you can go over anything. What did I click on to get to this page? I went on compounddaily.com, and then I put in the information as I explained to you guys, okay? So, month 2, let's have a look. Now that my account has gone to $4,425, and I've already withdrawn more than I started with, right? $442, and I've got $3,983 in just 2 months. 90 day, if you were to do a 90-day game plan with this as well, look at where you could be. You could turn a $387 account into over $16,575, and you would have withdrawn $1,657, and you got $14,000, right? If we were to go all the way down to 180 days, ladies and gentlemen, you would make $1 million, and you would have withdrawn 6 figures. Now, results are not typical, so don't be typical. This is just to show you what is possible, okay? And trust me, if this is possible, the fact that I can tell you that someone has already done it, and he's made over 100 million. So there's no excuses why you can't do this business as well. All you have to do is follow what it is that I've shown you, what it is that I taught you, and have a risk management purposes and really have the right mindset to trade. Once you've hit a goal, that's it. Stop trading. Go about your business. Go about your day. You know, focus on something else. Every day, hit your goal. Stop trading. Those little goals over days and weeks and months will add up. That's exactly what I did. When I started January the 23rd, you seen it when I done the trading on it. That was the exact same account that I've started with. My 9th account, £10,000. Same account through 5 months, 6 months of learning, developing, growing, saying I'm sick and tired of blowing my account, realizing that I wasn't taking this industry seriously. It was chewing me up and spitting me back out. And that's what it did for me? It humbled me. It made me realize, hey, I need to stop messing around here. I need to really learn the skill set of trading. And obviously with the team that we're involved in, we've got multiple people who've made, 6, 7, 8 figures in trading, guys. Okay? We've got multiple people who've, worked in Wall Street. Steven Selinda, he's in Gareth Robinson's team. We've got Tim Holloman. We've got Lawrence Michael Young. We've got Andre's been trading over a decade. So it's not what you know, it's who you know and who you can learn from. And I promise you, it's that simple. If you actually go on cmprofits.com, our team website, no matter what your team name is, it doesn't matter. We're all under the same team. If you go on our website, there's multiple strategies that I've learned that I've just turned into my own. You know, if you go on system, you go into the BRS strategy, the harmonic scanner training, that is the basics of what it is I've just shown you in detail, okay? Is there anything that you guys didn't understand that you want me to go over again? Mohammed Rafi, other harmonic scanner and your own strategy, two separate strategies, or do you use that strategy to confirm the harmonic scanner? So what I do is I look for like, you know, trade ideas from the, you know, the harmonic scanner. So let's say the harmonic scanner gave a new trade, right? It's the Great British USD. You know, I would, you know, open my, what you call it, MetaTrader 4. I would add those indicators that I shared with you guys. They would act as my confirmations, right? With stop losses, I would only trade with, I would say 10 pips stop loss, right? It's a 1-to-1 ratio for me, 1-to-1. If you want to use 5 pips, then use 5 pips, okay? But if you wait for the turns, if you wait for all the confirmations, trust me, you won't even need a stop loss. Me, I don't trade with a stop loss now because I know when it's time to go and it's when time not to trade. And I only trade when everything is going in my favor. If there's any, you know, gray areas, I won't even trade. Can you go over the turns again, please? Okay, perfect. No problem, man. So let me show you. So as you can see, let me go back on my pair. That's better. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of zoom in a little bit so you guys can see better. Let me go all the way back here, right? Okay. So we're gonna go back to August the 1st, right? Let's say August the 1st, 8 p.m. August the 1st, okay? So as you can see, the green is above the red. Green for me represents a buy, right? Red represents a sell, meaning the market is downwards. The green is upwards. So that's an indication for me. Look at here, right? This is RSI is oversold, but the stochastics is not to the, you know, the 10% level, which is a high confirmation. But guess what? Sometimes, you know, this alone could be more than enough, and could be more than enough. But sometimes it's just about looking at the next 2 candle pairs to give you more of a confirmation. Everybody with me so far? Everybody with me? Perfect. Okay. Then again, as you can see, the next change was here, right? Crossover. Now the red is above the green. Now I know that the market has changed trends. So this, for me, this Great British JPY is no longer a buy trend, it's a sell, okay? RSI, another confirmation. It's hit the 30 level, and it's gone below the 30 level. Big indication that this is now oversold. And now I'm telling myself, buy now, fam. Basically, that's what I wrote as if I'm talking to myself, right? Then the stochastic is now at the 10% level. Now I'm saying to myself, you know, this is another indication, right? But if the trend is a sell, I'm only looking for sells. So I wouldn't even buy here. I wouldn't even look at buying ever, right? I want to wait and wait and wait for these levels, right? Because what happens is, let me get off that now. Look at this now. Oh, what did I just do? Yeah, there it is. So So here it is, right? There's the crosshair. So I'm gonna wait for something like this, and like this, right? The red is still above the green. Now I know to sell. Okay? Look. There. No, I'm not going to sell there. No, I'm not going to sell there. No, I'm not going to sell there. I want to sell there. You see the turns on the stock? Okay, cool. Then that's another indication for me. So now I've found my confirmation. I want to sell. And I'm looking at selling where? There. Right? Once I've sold, look, 144097. Look, I could have sold all that, right? But guess what? I only look for 10 pips. So let's say I sold there. It's very simple. 144008. That's 10 pips. Yeah? 008. What is it? So that's 008. But you get the gist, right? 10 pips, higher lot size, higher profits. Simple as that. Okay? Again, this here, confirmation. Oversold, way over, sold, right? That's a buying confirmation, but it's a sell market. So it could slightly go up a little bit. Look, it wouldn't have even gone up much. Look, there. Sideways. This is a sideways market, right? I'm waiting for this, right? And I'm gonna wait until there. The turn has happened. I will definitely find my 10 to 15 pips, right? And vice versa. If it's a buy, then I'm only looking. So if it's an upward trend like this, right? So like this, I'm not looking to buy here. I'm gonna wait for this. You see this? And then I wanna get my 10 pips. The reason why a lot of you guys are not making consistent money because a lot of you guys are not patient enough. You want to make money the moment you open your phone. Okay, what am I looking at? What pair can I see? I like this one. It's going up. Let's buy. No. Sometimes you have to watch your pair for hours on end and only get in when the market condition suits your, meets your needs, meets your requirements, meets your thing. Does that make sense? A lot of you guys rush trading. And guess what? I did too. Because I learned from that. And sometimes learning through other people's mistakes is what makes you a wise person. If you need to learn from doing it yourself, then, you're going to have to learn from your mistakes as well. And that's how I learned. I learned from my mistakes. How many of you want to blow 40,000 before realizing, hey, I need, I'm not learning. I need to stop what I'm doing. No, learn from my mistakes so you could avoid doing the same. So yeah, when I'm trading the news, sometimes it can go into my favor, but I don't trade 1 hour before and 1 hour after. Does that make sense? I don't trade 1 hour before and I don't trade 1 hour after. Okay? So the harmonic scanner is for trade ideas. And then, with what I've shown you today, you load these, indicators to give you a much better idea. Okay? So look, the market is now an upward trend, right? Guys, I'm getting so many messages. I apologize. So I'm looking for things like this areas, this kind of areas is telling me, hey, this market is, oversold. This is an indication to buy, right? I'm waiting for this again. Hey, this market is, oversold. Buy. You'll definitely get those 10 pips. It's those Lambo's loss that I look for in terms of the 10% level. So this here, perfect. This meets my market requirements. Okay, let's get in 5 lots. Let's get in 2 lots. Let's get in 10 lots, right? If you trade less with higher lot sizes, you'll make more than if you traded 100 times. I promise you I would make more money than you if I only trade 5 times. But it's because I wait for the market to tell me everything that I want before I trade. And out of those 100, you probably lose 30 trades. And I'm being very generous, right? You'll probably lose 30 trades, right? And win 70. But with this strategy, you're going to be 90 to 100%. 90 to 100%, guys. Look. Yeah? Now, this is giving me, alarm bells. I'm thinking, is it still going to be a buy, or is the market about to change trends? Once you see this, it gives you all the confirmations that you need, right? But then if you want to wait for these confirmations, want to wait for these turns, always wait for the turns and act accordingly, right? Boom, right? Look, that big spike. You will instantly hit those 10 to 15 pips. And I have so many people who have shown this, in service stations when we're on the road and we're not far from each other. Tassim, perfect example, and Rafi, and Adelino. This is the exact same strategy, right? And I promise you guys, you will have a lot of aha moments. These turns, big confirmations, guys. Okay, now the market has changed. It's going to be a downward trend, right? Let's get off the crosshair. And as you can see now, right, this green is above the red. So for me, I know that the market is now, what is it? Buy. So now the market is in my head is telling me that it's gonna continue to keep going up. If you don't believe me, watch tomorrow, watch Thursday, and then message me and then say, Ahmed, you were right. Okay, guys? Okay, so you're probably thinking, how do I find the right time to trade? How do I find good setups? How do I use this strategy to make money? Well, that's where the web scanner comes in with the harmonic scanner in iMarkets Live. So for this strategy to work, if you want all the heavy lifting done for you, you need to make sure that you're utilizing the IML harmonic scanner. This scanner, guys, as Hassan mentioned earlier on, it's a expensive piece of equipment, which is 100% owned by iMarkets Live. So use it or lose it. If you're not using this product, shame on you, because I know one individual who's made over $100 million from this web scanner alone. Okay, guys? And if you know how to use it, you could do the same. If not, you will be extremely wealthy at the least. So guys, what do we need? We need the web scanner. So what we're going to do is I want to show you how to log in, go into iMarkets, imlharmonicscanner.com, log in with your username and password. So log in with your username and password. Click on login, and we're in. So what the harmonic scanner does is it identifies, high probability trades, and it sends it to you. Does all that work for you, gives you all the pivot levels and multiple strategies all in one, and it gives you the entry point, which is the green line, and 3 possible take profit points, as well as a level for risk management purposes, which is called the stop loss, right? And that is the red line. So with this harmonic pattern, with the strategy that I just taught you, now I'm going to give you the secret sauce. And as you can see, we have the Euro Great British pound pair right in front of us on a 50-minute time frame. And we have a Gatling formation pattern right in front of us. And with this pattern, as you can see, anything with the take profit levels above the entry, it's a buy indication. Now, if these take profit levels was below this entry, this represents the market's going down, which is a sell market. The market is bearish, okay? Now, the final piece of source to go with the strategy is one thing that every single person struggles with, right? Which is, when is the precise time to get in, right? So what I want to do is I want to show you how to use pitchforks. Now, I've already sent you the video training in depth, which goes through in detail by Steve McGregor, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the short, snappy version for it, but the rest is down to you guys applying and learning what is available in iMarkets Live TV, okay? So let's get into it. What we're going to do is we're going to apply the pitchfork strategy right now. If you see on the far left side, you see if you hover the mouse over this fork-looking thing, this will identify that this is the pitchfork. If we click on these arrows, there's multiple different things that you could find, the fib levels, fib channels. Get used to trading on TradingView. There's a video in IML Academy which goes through the tutorial on how to use it as well. So what you want to do is you want to click on pitchforks, and this is very important now, guys. So what we want to do is we want to click on 3 levels. We want to click on 3 points. Now, the first point that we're going to click on is the X, okay? The second one will be the C, and the third one will be the D, okay? So I'm going to quickly show you a demonstration purposes. I'm going to click on the pitchfork as close as possible to the X, C, and then D. Okay? That's it. It's as simple as that. There you have it. So with the pitchfork, what's going to happen is you're going to get multiple different possibilities that has never been possible before. For those of you that have never used this before, seeing this for the very first time, you're going to get the harmonic scanner is going to send you a possible trade alert, right? Now, with the harmonic scanner, it's 80% successful, right? So if you were to just copy and paste, you would win 8 out of 10 trades, right? Now, I'm going to show you how you could recycle the same actual, pair that we're looking at and get in and get out multiple times to catch multiple pips. You could catch 30 pips here, 40 pips later, another 60 pips another time, all within the same actual, harmonic pattern indication with the take level points, right? So you could take the take level 1, 2, and 3, or you could learn when to get in and when to get out. So as you can see right now, you might not see so much what is going on with the pitchfork strategies, but you can see these different colors, right? You can see the, blue, green, blue levels, right? So what tends to happen is, these candlesticks, will come up to this point, and if it breaks this level, you could continue to get into a buy. But if it touches this level and it starts to come back, you could possibly get into, a retracement level and even buy and sell within these levels, okay? So if we were to just buy from here to there, right? That's already, to here. That's 38 pips, guys. 38 pips. Now, if we're targeting 15 pips, you would have already taken, your trade would have already hit your take profit points. You would have already guaranteed money on this simple pair. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the exact same thing on a different harmonic pattern that happened already that we missed out on to show you a much better idea, okay? So let's have a look. Let's open any of these brokers. I'm going to click on scan for 15 minutes. So the latest version will always be at the top, right? This is the Euro Great British Pound on the 15-minute time frame, and that's a Gartley formation. Let's have a look on, let's have a look at Euro USD. Again, Hassan's favorite pair, right? And we have a crab formation on a 50-minute time frame here, right? So there we have it, right? This is Let's try and zoom in a bit more if we can. That's better. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the pitchforks. We need the pitchfork to turn blue to know that we have it locked in. We're going to click on X, C, D. Now this is very, very important now, okay, guys? What we will need to do is we need to make sure that these points are on as close as possible to the point of the X, C, and D, okay? Now, before I do that, let me just quickly show you what just happened right there, right? Let's go zoom back in again. Guys, do you see how, you could have gotten at this perfect entry level? Right? Right there. And you could have got 70 pips. Bang on. 70 pips. Again, how many pips do I look for? 15. Now what happens is this green line is the first level that this candle needs to break. If it breaks it, you could get in again and catch another 15 pips, right? Sorry, not the zoom in. So this breaks the level. Yeah, let's say we even got in on this point. Let's have a look. Just at this point, guys, you would have caught another 15 pips, right? Simple as that. Even though we could have gone all the way to like 30 pips. Once I get my 15 pips, I'm out. I've traded twice already, right? Let's have a look at another point. Look, let's have a look at this one here. See how perfectly that this candle respected this level, and then the next candle is a sell. Look, if I decided to sell, look how much I could have got into. I could have got in on over 160 pips, guys. Even if at this 2 bar levels, that's 170 pips. Do you see the power of the pitchforks? Do you see the power of this strategy? How many of you will start using a harmonic scanner and with this strategy to catch pivotal points with the pitchfork strategy, right? It's really, really that simple. Now, obviously, as it breaks these levels, this trade we're done with. We're not gonna continue it. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna find other patterns now. So let's say we were on the Euro USD. Now we're gonna click on the New Zealand JPY. And again, I'm gonna do the exact same thing again to show you it's not a fluke. X, C, D. There we have it. Do you see what I see? So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on zoom, and this is very important and critical, guys, is when you want to do is when you apply the pitchforks on the X, C, and D waves, we're going to zoom in and make sure that we have the points exactly as close as possible to the point. So this one, it's hit bang on, right? Let's have a look at the C. We're going to highlight as close as possible to it. See how it's just a little bit off? I'm going to make sure that this is as close as possible to the C, right? Bang, there we go. Again, I'm going to zoom out, and we're going to do the same thing on the last one, and we're going to make sure that the D is as close as possible. Okay, so what you want to do is zoom in to this point, make sure that the pitchfork is touching the exact point where the X is, and the C as well as the D, okay? So we try and zoom into that point, right? We want to make sure that the D is, the pitchfork level is touching the exact same point as the D, okay? So once you've done that, you know, it might take you a few times to get used to it and how to make sure that it's touching exactly, but you'll see, you know, these levels that the candle breaks, there's no way that you won't be able to catch 15 pips in and out, in and out, in and out. See how it perfectly touched the take profit level 3, and it broke the green, and then it's come back. I guarantee you, if we were to measure that, we would find multiple trades, right? You know, if we were to measure it from here to this level, even at that level of green, right? That's 178 pips, okay? That if we were to do it on the way back, it's broken that resistance level, but it's come back, right? Even at this point, to this red line in the middle, which is the 50% level, right? That's 45 pips, okay? It's respected that level, it's come back, it's broken. So it's come down, it's come back up. If it breaks this red line, right? This is another point where we can get back in, okay? So even at this point, all the way up here, we're talking over 100 pips. What I do is I just aim for 15 pips. I don't get greedy, and I use a higher lot size because all my confirmations have been met now. So what are the confirmations again, guys? So we go back into our broker account, and let's have a look at this one. This is the NZDJPY, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into the market watch, and we're gonna find NZDJPY. So let's scroll down. So here it is. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna right click, chart window, close, right click. Remember we already saved our template, and then find the actual template that we want. So for myself, I saved it as the AJ 15 pip system. Now I have all my indications on here, remember. So what was this pair? This is a buy, right? Why? Because the take profit levels is above the green. Let's have a look what our EMA is telling us. EMA is telling us, first of all, let's find the time, right? So click on the crosshair, and we want to find where the entry level point was, right? So you see the date at the bottom? Let me just move my zoom control. So you see the X at the bottom, it says this was on the 13th of September at 12:45. So what we need to do is we need to find the 15th of September. Let's make sure we're on the right time frame. So this is it, right? This is the exact point. Let's have a look. See the point at the bottom? 13th of September, 12:45, right here. See this time? Yeah, that is the time where the D Elliott wave on the harmonic patterns finished, right? So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we're on the exact time the harmonic pattern gives. So this is it, right? So let's have a look at the confirmations that I told you guys. The blue is above the red, okay? You know what? I'm actually gonna change this. Bear with me a sec. I'm actually gonna change this from a blue to a green, just to keep with the consistency of what it is that we're doing, right? So if the green is above the red EMA, this represents that the market is bullish. It's going up. So there's number one, my confirmation. Matches with what the harmonic scanner has seen. The second confirmation is, in fact, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a vertical line so you guys can know exactly where the time frame was. So there it is, see? The 13th of September, 12:45, right? This is where the D candle finished from, okay? So now what do we have? We have the EMA is coming down as closer to the 30% level. Second indication. And the third and final indication is the stock has come down to the 10% level, which is where my Lambo lots buy strategy would come in. Now, this is the key point, guys. You want to make sure that the green is above the red on the stochastic as when you should get in. So when is that? Right here. Right here, okay? Now, I'm gonna change this color. To lime green. Let's actually make it a bit thicker. Why? Because this green line is gonna represent all confirmations hit, time to buy, right? Now, if we were to buy at this point, why? Because the green has gone above the red. The stock has turned and is climbing. So RSI is at a good level, and the green is above the red. And last but not least, Harmonic Scanner agrees with our analysis. Why? Because they give us the indication that this is a buy. This is going to go up to a take profit 1, 2, and 3 levels, going above. So harmonic patterns gives us the possible trades to get into. And if we were to get in from here, just within 2 hours, maybe 3 hours, right? You would catch your 15 pips. So here's 15 pips, guys. Sorry, I apologize. This is 15-minute time frame. So I normally trade on a 1 hour time frame. So as you can see, this is 30, 1 hour, 1 hour and 45 minutes. You would have got your 15 pips minimum, right? And you would have been out of the trade. Even though the trade could have gone all the way to like 60 pips, I'm happy with 15 pips, and I would happily go in at a higher lot size. Okay, that's how I trade. That's something that might be take a bit of time getting used to, but when you get the aha moments, you're gonna believe in your trades, because I only trade when my confirmations are met. So I only trade high quality trade settings, and because I do that, I now get rid of one thing that I used to have a lot was quantity trades with a lot of bad trades, which are with not a lot of losses, but like if I was to trade 100 times, I'll probably win 70% and lose 30. But that's how I reduce my losses. And if you were to just reduce your losses and did all the right things that you're currently doing, you would actually make more money. Okay, so if you actually look for quality trades, a quality timing, and your discipline, you will actually make more money. I'm a market bully. Thank you, Matt. Take your lunch money. So yeah, I always wait for the turns, Uma. Always wait for the turns, bro. And listen, I've been there as well, right? I've been there. I've learned through my mistakes, and through my mistakes has allowed me to be a better leader. Okay, so with this, indications and these strategies, that's all you need, guys. You don't need to learn everything. You don't need to learn the slingshot theory, and you don't need to, put in the fib levels and whatnot. It does help. You could do that. You could use what you learned, but sometimes the simplest strategies makes the most money, guys. And that's it. Like, there's people out there that are more experienced than me, know more key terminologies, know so many more things, but I've just found something that makes me money so I can concentrate on building my team. So yeah, what pairs to avoid, Mirror? Great British NZD. That pair is very volatile. Avoid her like the plague. So like Hassan hates the Great British JPY, I hate the Great British NZD, and I will never touch that pair again. Okay? But for anything else, you could do this for any pair. This is not just for the Great British JPY guys. This is for any pair that is in the harmonic scanner. Any pair that comes up for the harmonic scanner, do the same thing. Can you apply it? Absolutely. It's that simple. It's that simple. So what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to break this chat box, okay? Give me a 777 if, you know, this training has helped you in any way, shape, or form. And if you think that you're ready to go in that markets now and slay it. Wow, look at those sevens coming in, guys. That's amazing. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for having me. I appreciate every single one of you. Remember, you know, I'm nothing without you guys. Anything that you guys need, I'm here for you. Okay, guys? That is the end of the training. Thank you very much for every single one of you for hopping on. I appreciate every single one of you. And I really hope this training has helped you. You know, keep an eye out on the next training session. Keep an eye out on our Telegram groups. Let's really apply and utilize, you know, what it is that I taught you. Practice first, and I promise you the money will come. Thank you very much, every single one of you. Take care.